It's me, the Retro Bear, once again, back in the gaming pantry. RB in the GP. I haven't done that for a few months, have I? Yes, hello, welcome back. It's a non-Wii video. You'll all be pleased to hear. I can almost hear the sounds of people running back, saying thank God for that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and have a look at the channel because there's all these Wii videos. Anyway, as I always say, welcome to the Gaming Pantry. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in. If you are here for the very first time, thank you very much for stumbling across this channel completely by accident while you're looking for cat videos. And for anybody else who's been here before and is back again, thank you for your continual blind loyalty. I have really no idea why, but yeah, it's great to see everybody here. And we're going to do a bit of a channel update. Bit of news, some shout outs. We always do shout outs. I've got 4 channels I haven't shouted out before, which is great, including somebody very new to YouTube. We're hoping this will give them a little bit of a boost. So that's nice. I don't usually get in on people now because most people beat me to it, the shout outs, but well, we'll see what we got with that one. Who else we got? We've also got pickups. Yeah, pickups. Remember them? Well, I remember I used to do pickups ages ago. I used to do loads, didn't I? Yeah, I haven't done any for weeks now. It's because I've not been doing anything. But we've got one lot of pickups here today. There's going to be another video coming along in a few days' time. And there will hopefully, no, that way, fingers crossed, there will be a big one for December. And it's going to be an awesome one. Some people already know what I'm talking about. I think 2 people know what I'm talking about. Or 3 people, if I count Mrs. Bear. 4 if I count Steve at work, but he doesn't watch, so that's all right. But yeah, that is going to be a big one. Great way to sort of round out the year. Which, let's face it, couldn't get any worse, could it really? Oh dear me. And let us address the game in the room. It appears to be a blank screen. It's a very good reason for that is I can't be asked to put anything on there. Stroke technical difficulties. Because Retro Bear. Now, I just hadn't got time. I've tidied this all up in the last few days or so. I've had crap all over the floor behind me. And I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna tidy things up. And then I thought, I'll go film videos this week, and I should have left everything out. So there may be one on the next one. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, hope you're all well. Nice to see you back. Lots of interesting stuff going on out there at the moment, isn't it? So whenever this goes out, I'm not sure when this is going to go out. It might go out today, tomorrow, a couple of weeks' time when I can work out what I'm doing. Yeah, interesting times. But we're getting towards the end of the year, which means that it can only get better. And a new year is on the horizon. What will that new year bring? I have absolutely no idea. Anyway, let's stop waffling on and before people turn off and wonder what the hell's going on. Yeah, so let's give you a quick update of what's been going on. As I mentioned at the start, a lot of Wii videos. Now, a lot of people are enjoying them, which is fantastic. I know that probably a lot of people, this is simply not going to be your thing, which is fine as well. It's fine as well. But you see where that yellow sign is there? Ish. I'm about there. I've still got to go all the way along there, and then down here, and across there. And there's all the stuff in the other room which hasn't quite made it to the shelf yet, or can't go on the shelf because it's too big. There's a lot more of those still to come. But I'm really pleased that those people who are enjoying it are enjoying it. And we have a bit of fun with it as well. We don't take it too seriously. Yeah, I could just sit here and just sort of go, there's a game. And I've never been able to do that because most of you, well, loads of you love the stories behind them. And there are stories behind some of them, not all of them. But there are some stories behind them. And I know you enjoy listening to those. So that's why the videos sort of tend to be basically 45 minutes long. Or in some cases an hour. And I'm trying to compress the alphabet letters together. So I'm trying to do 2 at a time. But some of them, I've written them down over there. I can tell you exactly what I've got left to do. And yeah, the M, T, W, just be episodes on their own. But a lot of the others I can sort of cram into 2. So I don't know, maybe 10 more. If I can get to 15, I'll be happy. 15 episodes of that will be quite good. 15 times 15 is... 15 times 1 is 15. 15 hours. It's nearly a day's worth of videos there. You can have an entire day. You can get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and you better watch that series all the way through until 10 o'clock at night. You want bloody shooting if you do, or a medal, or drugs, or something like that. But that's where we get to. So, yeah, those are the bulk of the videos. That's because I've got nothing else to put up at the moment. Barely played videos are going up, which again, lots of great comments on those. I know that they're only sort of short videos, and gameplay videos don't usually get many views at all, but those people like them and they comment, and they get loads of comments on them, which is great. So they're nice. Had a TMB Gaming podcast. Here comes Bod. Yeah, stop me saying it now. Podcast, TMB Gaming Podcast, which has been on sort of like a here, there, and everywhere. Really, we've not quite been able to do as many episodes as we like. I know we went sort of every other week, but we all have busy lives. I mentioned this in the last week. We didn't have another last one, which went up on a Monday night. We may move it to Monday night, possibly permanently. There's a lot of people using sort of Sunday for live streams, which I'll get to in a second. So I thought, well, we'll do a Monday night one. So that went really well. Hopefully we'll try and maybe get 2 more in before the end of the year if we can get everybody together. But I mean, I think, as Rob quite rightly pointed out on the last episode, four of the 6 of us do shift work, and especially some of the businesses that they're in, this is a really busy time for them. So it's tricky to get everybody together. It'd be nice to keep it up though, and again, everybody's enjoyed the podcast. It's just fantastic. So we'll try and get a couple more of those up and see how we get on. But I've been doing lots of little spots here and there. I was very privileged to be asked back onto Dainster's Lockdown 2 specials he's been doing on a Saturday. Although I think he probably sort of got Rob, Nathan and Eddie involved, and then said, can you get the bearded git involved? Because he'll come to an opening of a can of soup, and he owes me a £5. So yeah, because I am a £5, I had to turn up now. No, it was great fun. Honestly, it was absolutely brilliant. Great fun that Saturday night. And then Retro Chef Lee, great concept he started called sort of like trying to do a live sort of swap shop where everybody comes on and tries to palm their stuff they don't want off on everybody else and swap it and things like that. The great thing about it was it's a fantastic concept. It really is, and everybody who sort of has heard about it said, yeah, what a great idea. So hopefully Lee will give that some legs to it. He said whether he carries on with himself or somebody else picks it up on a monthly basis, we don't know, or a bi-weekly basis or whatever. But I think he did manage to get a couple of trades done, which was good. It achieved the purpose of doing it. And it was great to be on that episode with Champion 2D Rob, who I haven't spoken to sort of directly for the first time. Game Zone, Bird Room James, really nice to speak to him as well. LKG popped in for a bit, my mate from down the road. And Goodwin's Place, Craig, me and Mrs. Bear watch a lot of his videos. Great to meet him as well. So it was really nice to be on with 5 people. I haven't sort of... I know I did a live sort of stream with LKG, so that was, I've been on with him before. But other guys, apart from sort of swapping conversations on live chats and comments, I hadn't really come across before. So it was great to meet them all. Hopefully I'll do some more of that in the fix. I really enjoyed that. It was good fun. I think I've booked myself. I've been booked onto another one, or I say booked myself, or I was asked. I didn't sort of invite myself. I was asked to this, but it's one before, I think middle of next month, I think, to do, which I'm on as well. So nice to do sort of these little spots here and there, and people are very kind to ask me to come on, and I'll happily get involved. And also anybody who's sort of been sending me a message about the podcast and wanting to come on, that is fantastic. And I'm probably going to try and look into doing something maybe where I can sort of get 2 or 3 different people in, because I don't want to say this to sound like it's been elitist or it's a clique or anything like that, but when we did a podcast, it's something that we're doing. If I can get other people on, or get other people who are interested in doing something like that, we can always sort of do an offshoot of that, and have sort of a panel of sort of 4 or 3 or 4 people just sort of discussing, which is nice, because we like trying to keep the podcast for ourselves. That's I say it's our thing. I hope this isn't coming across like saying, sod you, it's our podcast. No, I don't mean it like that. It's something we'll do. And we'll have to say, if anybody wants to come on and talk, do sort of a similar thing and talk about games and whatever, there's always a Desert Island Games option. Yeah, I know. There's 2 people who've been waiting for weeks to try and get me to sort of pull my finger out and get them recorded. They know where they are. And I will get around to doing sorting those out very, very soon. But if anybody's interested in sort of doing the Desert Island Games thing, there's obviously the things below, which tells you, all back on the front screen, which tells you what I've done. And we've had Retro Red Steve, who got very upset when I forgot him last time I talked about it, and Time Warp James, and SNEStastic, and Retro 48K, and Griffo, of course. Griffo's the first one. So, I've done 6 of these, and they've been really, really good fun to do. That's because of the amount of depth we go into the mammoth recording. So, but if that's one way of doing it. If you want to do something like that, let me know. Happy to have you on Doom Desert Island Games. I'm hopefully changing my recording system as well, which I need to look into. I know that we use a system for the podcast. I know Steve and James, and did we have any problems with anybody else? I don't think we did. No, we had terrible problems. We sort of setting the server up for that. So I might be looking to an easier sort of thing to go through, which will just be great to bring loads of people in. So, yeah, if you want to do Desert Island Games, let me know. If I think of any more ideas for like an offshoot of the TMB podcast, which isn't to do anything to do with what we do, I'll let you know. Those people who've asked me will be first to know. There we go. Right, that's enough waffle. Right, so where we go? Should we do some pickups? I've just realised I've forgotten something. Hang on a second. There we go. Oh dear, excuse the gut. Oh dear me. Christmas is coming as well. Christmas is coming and the bear is getting fatter. I don't know. Can't possibly get any fatter. I'll need a bigger chair. Dear me. It's widescreen. This is the only way I can fit in. Right, so, let's do some pickups. Yeah, it's been ages. I might be out of practice. If I start dropping stuff all over the place, it's because I'm out of practice. Honestly, now, how do I get to pickups at this point? Well, obviously we've had Lockdown 2, the Lockening, which has really sort of thrown everything. The last pickups I did was the 17th of October, which was a hell of a long time ago. What was it, 14? Just over 5 weeks at the time of recording. So I thought, I've got to try and do something. I didn't want to fall in the trap of just buying stuff for the sake of doing stuff to do a pickups video. But I can honestly tell that after doing sort of 5 Wii videos that people are thinking, is there going to be any more pickup videos? Is he going to do something different? Is he just going to do Wii videos for the rest of the year? Possibly. But no, I saved you from that. So I started poking around eBay. It's a very good reason why I turned eBay off all those years ago. Because you start poking around eBay, you end up poking around stuff that you don't really want to poke around, but you end up buying anyway. Don't get me wrong, I'm not regretting any of these purchases. I'm not, I don't know if it's worth to do. There's some people go on eBay and do eBay drunk, don't they? And I do eBay sober. I think it's exactly the same result. Lemon squash. Ugh. I've overdone the lemon a bit there. Wee. Yeah, that makes you sort of gums pull over your teeth, Yeah. Anyway, yes, sorry, tangent. Yeah, so I started poking around eBay, and I actually went on to be sort of functional. I've been sort of looking at various ways of sort of, shall we say, protecting my hoard. Because I don't think we can call it a collection, it's a hoard. It really is a hoard. I'm surrounded by my own hoarding. Conversation for another time. And I thought, well, how can I better take care of it? Because some of it, to be honest with you, needs a bit looking after, especially now, things are getting moving on and stuff's getting older, myself included. So I thought, well, I'll buy myself some box protectors. Now, I know some people are going to sit there thinking, well, that's like putting wheels on a sausage, isn't it? I mean, let's face it, what's the bloody point? There's nothing here of value to put a box protector on it. Well, yeah, I agree with you, but I thought, well, I'll just try it because a lot of people do it. And I thought, see how much they are. And I thought, well, what am I going to do first? And I'm thinking, well, where have I got the most loose cartridges? Because I thought, well, I'll start doing the loose cartridges. And you can buy them from all sorts, N64, Master System, whatever. If I can start buying, look around in these cartridges, I thought, oh, I've got about 10 of these. I thought, I'll buy 10 and I can box them up and they look really good. I'll, maybe next month buy a few more for the Mega Drive. A month after that, just do it bit by bit. Don't want to do it all at once. I mean, Lee mentioned it the other night on his chat. He said, he spent 150 quid on Super Nintendo box protectors and things. It's quite an expensive thing to do. So I thought, well, I don't want to outlay everything there. Ironically, the one game I've got which could do with a box protector I haven't got one for yet on this particular console. So what I did, I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick the NES because I've only got 10 loose games for that and a box game. It's not a massive collection, although I've got quite a few. So I bought the 10, and then I came to put the box protectors around them. And it turns out I've got 14 cartridges, so I thought, great. So I'm going to need to buy another 6 at some point before I can get any more box protectors for the rest. That may sort of change actually going forward, having a conversation today about it. So what I bought was these. And I don't know. I mean, some of you may not know what I'm talking about. A lot of you who are proper collectors, you know, not like me, will sort of know these. And this is what it is. It's always a bit of plastic. And you just sort of fold it. It comes sort of pre-drained. You sort of assemble it yourself. And eventually, it's in true Blue Peter fashion. I got one I made earlier. It ends up like that. So I've actually picked one of the good guys. So it's nice, actually a nice sort of fit on that. So a nice sort of protective cover. Keeps the dust off it. That's the thing. Keeps everything sort of... It keeps it moisture control. I don't know. But, you know, it just protects it a little bit more. And, you know, you can still see what it is on the bottom. Where are we? The top. There we go. It still says Batman. The glare is terrible. Well, you're not going to be using that. But, yeah, it just looks nice and presentable. So I probably will carry on doing those. Let's try and decide which one of these, which 8 I've got left now, because I've done another one. Which 8 are going to be the lucky recipients of this first time round. I don't know yet. But I think that was about £7 from eBay, about 70p each. I could probably have got them for a lot cheaper. Probably some people sitting there saying, yeah, got taken for a ride there, mate. Could probably even get these from, you know, AliExpress or something like that and wait for them. Possibly. But yeah, so GP5 NES protectors. Can't see where they come from because I can't read. Pack of 10, £77.29, I think, or 73p each. So I think for the sake of spending, you know, £7, just to protect the cartridges a little bit, it's fair enough. So I may go through the rest of the collection. So we may see what that is then. So that was one thing. That was the first thing I picked up. big spending again. Don't worry. The stuff will come. Yeah, so that was quite good to do that. Shall we do a couple of shout-outs before we move on to the next set? So I think I'll do a couple of shout-outs, some more pickups, a couple more shout-outs, and then the last of the pickups of this video, and then that rounds it out quite nicely, doesn't it? That's it. So I've still got the other one to sort out. So, let's get to a couple of pickups now. I've found a new channel. Hey, everyone beats me to it now. I'm not joking. The amount of shout-outs that have gone on recently, and I've sort of sat there and I've said to people, you've got in before I did, because you know, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but I did a lot of these sort of last year. Started sort of March, April time. Started doing a lot of shout-outs, and people sort of take them on, and now a lot of people are doing the shout-outs, and we do sort of trip over each other sometimes. We tend to shout at the same channels, and we all know that everybody watches. You know, if I'm watching you, you're watching me, who's watching somebody else, and we all sort of interlink. So if I shout somebody out, you can guarantee that 2 or 3 people are going to do the same thing, or vice versa. They're going to do it, and then I'm going to jump on it. And I think it's important for me to do it. I appreciate other people have done it, but I think it's important for me to do it because, you know, I like to help people. I know how difficult it is to get these things started. I know how difficult it is to get people interested. So any leg up I can give somebody on the start, or to drive more traffic through their videos and into their channel, and they can grow and can become part of the community. That's the main thing. Bring everybody into the community. Don't close people off. Bring everybody in. It's fantastic. This year, obviously, because of what's gone on, but even last year, sort of like, you know, summer, you know, April, May, June last year onwards, just a great sense of everybody bringing together. It sort of carried on through this year even more so. We've got to carry it on, guys. We've got to carry it on. Guys and girls, we've got to carry it on. I said guys. I never say guys. Damn it, I need to go and beat myself afterwards because I never don't want to sit in with those people. Hi guys, I don't like doing that. It's not me. Anyway, so we're sort of waffling on. Let me give the first shout out of this video to David Tyler Games Hunter. Yes, what a great name for a channel. David Tyler Games Hunter. He's only got the one video on there, and that's some, but it's got some Master System stuff in there. So I know a lot of people collect Master System. I do. Great to see those stuff on there. Some Wii stuff on there as well. He's sick to death of Wii games. I know you are, but they're on there as well. Sounds like he's going to be sort of moving in the right direction. So, yeah, David Tyler Games Hunter. Go across and check him out. Welcome into the community, like I did, and give him some support and some encouragement for everybody out there. Oh, before I move on to the next shout out, I want to say big congratulations to my good friend Martin, that UK gamer who did a live stream with Big Game Al a couple of last week, I think it was. And I came out as an absolute star and an absolute legend, and I hope he's going to get so many more people going across his channel. I had a conversation with Martin over email probably about a week before he did it, and I actually sort of did a similar sort of thing. I wanted to bring Martin in and do a video with him and sort of try and push him over 200, because he wanted to get to 200 subscribers and he got to that during Al's video. I think he went from 197 to 203, 204. So I think he made a lot of friends that night. Martin, congratulations, my friend. I mean, wow. If anybody's deserving of getting there that hasn't got there so far, it's you, mate. And you're a great guy. I've known you you've been following me for pretty much most of my time here on YouTube, and me the same for you. So it was great to see you do that, and yeah, it was great fun. You really looked like you were enjoying yourself. So big congrats to Martin there. I know a lot of people will applaud that as well. So if you're sitting at home, just give Martin a little clap, because he has thoroughly deserved that. He's worked very hard. I know he's been in and out, and he's had a few sort of I say issues this year, but he's perhaps seems to be getting back on the tubes, back like he was before, and he's always got great ideas and a great sense of humour. Really is a good guy. Really is a good guy. And the second one I want to shout out for this part of the video is a guy who's been basically, in his own words, had the red carpet rolled out for him. He's a bit, it's a strange video when you watch it for the first time. I'll give you that. You'll need to go and see it for yourself if you haven't already, and it is, of course, the upcoming legend that is Feed Me Chicken. Yeah, not literally. I've had enough, thank you. But no, Feed Me Chicken. It's a guy wearing a chicken mask. Gotta go and see it. It's great. Really enjoy it. Pickups. Got a great sense of humor. Some gameplay on there from before as well. Yeah, new to the community, but people are bringing him in, like we've all brought everybody in, and yeah, it's great fun. I sat there watching it. I thought, if I hadn't seen this movie, if I'd watched that video and then eaten some cheese and gone to bed, I'm not sure I'd have had a very good night's sleep. It's a bit strange, but I love it. It is great fun, and he's been very, very kind to comment on a number of my videos in the past. So I think I did subscribe the other night, which I hadn't done before. So yeah, go and give him some love if we haven't done already. So David Tyler, Games Hunter, that's the big new channel I'm shouting out for, new starter on YouTube. And Feed Me Chicken. Go across and tell them that Retro Bear sent you, because they'll have no idea who you're talking about. And someone's nicked that from me as well. It Dainster. I think Dainster's nicked that. I get that. That's that £5 I still owe him. He's sort of claims that. I'm sure I used to say that last year. Go and go across and tell them the Retro Bear sent you, because I have no idea I'm talking about. I think that was my short-lived shouting out channels, watching you, but you aren't watching me, which I think lasted about 3 weeks. I'm laying claim to that is mine. No, use it. I don't mind. Right, what we got next? Oh, yeah, pickups. God, I'm out of practice with this, aren't I? So there's not a pile of Wii games there. I'm completely lost. I'm just right. So continually poking around eBay. That's it. And then I sort of ended up falling down a rabbit hole, as you do. And I started just looking around for sort of decent bundles. I thought, well, I'm not going to buy single games. If I buy a single game, it's going to cost me, I don't know, £5 or £6, and it might be a game I want to play. £5 or £6, and I'm going to pay postage on top of that. And before you know it, I've probably spent about £50, and I've got about 4 or 5 games. And that's not really how I like to operate. So I've been sort of looking around for decent bundles on eBay, and I found quite a few. In fact, the next video will contain at least, I think, 3 bundles, which are really good. And there's some great stuff in there. Really is. Believe me. I wouldn't just say that to sort of entice you back in next time. So the next one. Oh, you've worked out the tactic already. No, so the next one I sort of picked up, and this was something I was really sort of interested in doing. It was like a pack of sort of 4 games, and I thought, ooh, that'll be an interesting idea for a series. I quite like the idea of that. So I then went, I made an offer. I think it was up at, what was it up at? I think it was up at £10 plus postage. buy it now. £10, I think it was £3.10 postage, I think it was. And I thought, oh, I'm not paying that. So I offered him, I think it was £8 including postage, and he threw that back out. And then I went back with £10, I think it was, including postage, and he accepted that. So basically £2.50 each. It's a bit more than I wanted to pay, but I don't mind. So I actually picked up some Spectrum games. Yes, Birdsall, can you hear me? Spectrum games. We've only shown Spectrum games once on this channel. It was David, Retro Games Plays Badly, who sent me a box of a few months back, which I've only just put away, David. They were on the floor. So I cleared it out. I found a box which I've already got Spectrum games in and put them in there. So they're all boxing out the way now. It's great. But yes, Spectrum games. Only have I shown those, and obviously my Spectrum 48K and 128 stuff. So now these games all have a theme, and again, regular viewers or people who know me will know my love for American football. So, and of course, this is very much in the midst of the American football, NFL, and NCAA college football season. It's a great time for me because I sort of stopped watching other sports and just purely focus on this for 6 months. So I bought these, and this is a bundle for £10 Spectrum games. I don't think I've actually ever heard of any of these before. And there's some real interesting stuff in here. So what have we got first? From Zeppelin Games, and this is, and I can guarantee it won't be, this is, there we go, Fantastic American Football. In fact, there's quite a few people got, Spectrum, Zombie Bob, who I've not seen anything for ages, Spectrum game. Christian, Real Generic Demon, also Chris Retro 48K, I'm pretty sure is a Spectrum guy as well. So there's 3 or 4. Oh, Mr. Bads. Mr. Bads. He's always got his nose in a Spectrum. And always other people. Yeah, so yeah, it's nice to show this off. So yeah, Fantastic American Football from Zeppelin Games, who have got a pretty sketchy reputation. Now, of course, usually we'd sort of open the thing up and show you the manual, but obviously it's different. So I'll just show you this. It's a yellow case. Look at that, yellow cassette. How about that, eh? Wow, don't see many of those, do you? Can I show you the back? This is where it's going to start getting tricky now, folks, because I'm going to sort of balance this out. I mean, I'm basically sort of showing you. I can get that in there. Let's just try that. Yeah, it's not going to work, really. But yeah, it looks like American football. It even looks like it's got some sort of tactics as well. It's got things like field goals, blitz, bone crunching, hut. Choose from 28 teams, so that dates it, you see, because obviously the NFL is now 32 teams. Work your way through the 16-week season in the ultimate prize, touching down at the Super Bowl. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a sort of arcadey sort of game, rather than a Madden type thing. Well, bear in mind, this game's probably bought out, 1989, 1990, early 90s, something like that. So when the craze was still very much there. $2.99 as well back in the day. Back in days of yore. So that was that one. Then, now this one, I am. Oh man, I'm horrified at this. I really was horrified at this. I watched a video of this the other day, just to see how bad it was. Again, I think it's probably predated. It dates itself by the front cover. So this is the American football management game, End Zone, from Alternative Software. Now, anybody who knows their old 8-bit stuff will know that that's not good. And it also appears to be using the main colours there of the Washington football team. I'm going to make sure I say that correct now. And the Denver Broncos, which would have been Super Bowl 2020? No. 1980. Anyway, Denver got thrashed in it. It was all over by half time. Oh, I used to remember what day it was. But this is the football. This is, I'm quite nearly spoiled it there. This is End Zone on the Spectrum. Now this is a management team. Now I've watched a video of this. I thought I just want to see what this is like. Someone, now I'm guaranteed there's possibly at some point in the past has been a game called I don't know, Soccer Boss or the Cup or the Manager or something like that. And all they've done is basically take that game engine and applied it to American football, which doesn't work. Because you've got a team, a roster of 14 people. Now, anybody who knows American football knows you've got a roster of 53. And you can have, there are more than 14 people involved in the game of American football. You've got offence and defence, so that's the back of it. And it looks like it plays like a football management simulation. You're sort of buying and selling players, but you've got better ratings. You don't do any tactics, and all it just sort of simulates a game day. It looks absolutely terrible. So you can guarantee at some point I'm going to be doing a video on that, because it is absolutely horrid. And it sort of uses. I think they got one of the team names wrong as well. They got the Arizona Wranglers. They just made up. I don't know. Why am I sort of like crucifying a 32-year-old game? I've got no idea, but I'm gonna load that up at some point and see how bad it actually is. And these two also pride themselves as being sort of management things. This one is called Gridiron. It says, can you manage a team? Possibly. I don't know. It's been a bit of a rhetorical question. You pick it up in the shop. Can you manage a team? I don't think so. That's not really me. I don't think I'm that sort of person. Coach of the year to the finest finest football team in the USA. Terrible choice of colour on the front of that. So yeah, it's like another management. You can buy and sell players, keep the gate money rolling in. So it sounds a bit more in depth. You take out loans, which sounds a bit more in depth than the other one. It's also got on there a reversed picture as well, because that's all back to front. You may notice that the guy running with the ball appears to be wearing a shirt starting 0. Well, it's not 00, and they don't wear 0 in NFL as far as I'm aware. And the guy, a 49ers player, appears to be having he's got his shirt back to front. He should be number 35. He's actually 53 or something. Anyway, it's Eric Dickerson, former Los Angeles Rams running back on the front. Those interested, we've got a nice cream cassette here which says Gridiron, Touchdown USA. And I'll just show you the back very, very quickly. How people are expected to read this when they get to my age, I've got no idea. There we go. So again, there's some sort of American football pitch on there anyway. That would have set you back $1.99. And then the last one is actually the follow-up to Gridiron, called unimaginatively Gridiron 2, also from Alternative Software. So, you've got so many different things wrong. What have we got on the other front here? We've got the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Francisco 89ers. And quite frankly, why nobody said Phillies, incidentally, is spelt F-I-L-L-Y-S. Gridiron 2 on the Spectrum. See, a lot of thought's gone into this, can't you? They've really made an effort. And it actually looks like an upgraded version of the previous one. In fact, it actually looks as if they've learnt the lesson, because there does appear to be, by my thumb... Sorry, excuse me. Oh dear. By my thumb, an updated roster and some actual graphics. And some bigger screens. It does say some screenshots may appear from a different version. That's all well and good. But, yeah, so, that looks a lot better than the first game. Remains to be seen. But, yeah, so those 4 games, 10 quid, I think it was. It's not, these aren't going to be the sort of things that the people are going to sort of hammer the door down for and sort of jump on straight away, but I think there's probably some videos in that. See what I've done it. Uninspired, I'm sure. You think, Spectrum games. Bought some Spectrum games. Retro Bears bought some Spectrum games, love, has he? Yeah. Oh, they're American football ones. Oh, jeez. I'm going to put 2 to UK on. And then that's what happens. So, yeah. Right, a couple of people to shout out as well, before we did the last lot. A couple of guys. Now, I think I've shouted these guys out before, which is a great pleasure to do, because I know they've commented on videos previously, and the first one certainly comments quite a lot, and this is the Nerdy Geezer. I think that's right. I hope it's right. I've been working on this, and I can't read my handwriting. Nerdy Geezer. I think a lot of people know him as well, which is great, and he's doing quite well for himself, I think. But he's been very kind of commenting on some of my videos. He's always, one of the first with some feedback, and that's always good. So nice to return the favour for you. I've watched some of your videos. I haven't commented on many of them, I don't think, if any. I'm sure I've commented on a couple, but I have watched your stuff before, so do like what you do, and you do sort of some variations, sort of do reviews of TV shows and films, I think, as well. So that's worth picking up. But yeah, really nice guy. I think he did do a shout a VR. I think it was about the favourite console or something like that, or if you had one console you can collect for. I think I see all these things going on, but I just forget to get them in. I've seen Gunaldino's recent one, which is the spell your name in games. I keep meaning to sit down and do that, but I may do. What time is it now? 8:48. Possibly not tonight. Maybe another night. So yeah, Nerdy Geezer. Anyway, really, really good guy. Some great content. Go and check him out. And the last one I give a shout out to, which is, again, it's gameplay. If you like gameplay, this guy is your man. He plays all sorts of stuff across all sorts of different systems. I am, of course, talking about Rich Retro Tech. Fantastic. Some really, really good games he plays. Some titles, he's sort of doing what I'd like to do with Barely Played, but he does it quite regularly. In fact, he does it very regularly. It's a short videos with just some gameplay on it, and that's it. I like to put the commentary out of mine. That's one way of doing it, but yeah, go along and check him out. Some great gameplay, great systems he's using as well. And I'm sure you'll find something there that you'll trigger a memory for you. I think the very first video I watched of his was one I thought, God, I remember that from years ago. I haven't seen that game for ages. And very much like a guy shouted out a few videos ago, Benny, Hermit's Hideaway. Same sort of thing. Just find some games in the past. I'm like, wow, this is brill. Anyway, there we go. So, Nerdy Geezer and Rich Retro Tech. Go and check those guys out. I'm still holding over a couple for my next pickups video. There will be some more shout outs in my next video. If you're feeling, there are a couple of people I was going to shout out, but I thought, well, no, I'll split it over two. This one, channels I haven't done before. The next one's going to be a few people I've sort of shouted out before, but I haven't really sort of done it recently, and I've got a way of a reason for doing so. So don't worry that if you think I haven't done it, there'll be something coming up anyway. I think I've done myself out of that bit. Did we get away with that? Yeah. I should have something to distract you in the background. Don't think we got anything. God, yeah. Oh, very snotty tonight. I don't know why. As in, I'm very snotty tonight. Just, they're like this. These Spectrum games, terrible, clogging up the place. I don't know. It's just like, I think it's because it's getting warmer in here. I think that's what it is. I've got the door shut and I've got the heating on. So, and it's warm outside actually as well, which is probably not helping. Mind you, I was sat in here last night. It was cold. I was actually sat here frozen. What was I doing last night up here? Oh, I was messing around with the podcast. And I was like, it was cold. I was sort of sat here freezing. Yeah, warmer tonight anyway. Right, finally. Another system I've never shown on here before. I may have shown, actually, a couple of donations, but I've never actually shown any pickups for this particular console, which is an exciting moment here on RetroBear. Exciting moment. There is somewhere. And I haven't shown off my collection for this because it's handheld. I've not actually got around to doing those ones. It's the last one I haven't done. The last one I've thought of. So I haven't done yet. I've still got Wii, PlayStation. But yeah. So I'm poking around on eBay once again. And I just find a bundle of games. I'm like, ooh, that's a good price. I like a bargain. And I thought, that's a good price. And I thought, what's the starting bid? And I thought, okay. Well, I don't want to pay much more than that. It was like postage. I thought, I don't want to pay much more than that. I'll just put, just open the bid, just put the opening bid in of what he was asking. And I won it. I went in with about 6 hours to go and nobody else wanted it. So, yeah, it's going to give you an idea of just how good these are. It's actually Game Boy Advance stuff. Now, I have fond memories of the Game Boy Advance because I used to spend so many happy days sort of when we used to go camping about 10 years ago, when I first sort of got into retro gaming again. And I used to go Game Boy Advance and just sort of, said it before a couple of 3 times, happy memories, sat down in Evesham by the river, in the sunshine, listening to the cricket, England beating the Aussies at the Ashes, playing on the Game Boy Advance with a packet of 20 Marlboro Lights next to me. Wow, that's a sort of great memories going back there. So I've got fond memories of the Game Boy Advance, and I do think it's a great console. Of course, if you got the early version of the DS, you can use this on there as well. So brilliant. So all told, there were 13 loose cartridges for auction of £13 plus £1.60 postage. So basically £14.60. But about a quid a cartridge. Let's call it a quid a cartridge, shall we? Because yeah, we'll call it a quid a cartridge. Now, cock up, because I really should pay far more attention to what I'm buying, because we've actually got a couple of boo-boos in here. And actually, this is the reason why I don't buy stuff like this, because I'm never quite sure if I can trust myself to know what I'm buying. So me and Mrs. Bear went through these with sort of like looking at them, and I think we drew up a list that we had of the 13. There was 2 which we definitely identified as fake. One which she seems to think is fake, but I don't. Some American ones. It pays to, yeah, and some English ones. It pays to look at the photograph. You know, that's why they're there for. They tell you what you're buying. I did look at it, but I just didn't look in the minute detail. When you go back and look, you go, oh yeah, yeah, that's, it's got bits missing off it. Oh, of course it has. Yeah, I didn't see that the first time, did I? Not quite as bad as that, but that's the way it sort of goes. So first one I'm going to show you is the Simpsons Road Rage. Now, I'm sure you can tell there's something wrong with that already. Let me try and get this right in focus. Ooh. I should get on a stick or something. A stick. Yeah, Simpsons Road Rage. Obviously, what's wrong with that? Can I put it there? That make any difference? No. What's wrong with that is the fact that it's stretched. So, it hasn't even got a age classification on it either. So, yeah, that's obviously... It works. It's probably going to blow me DS up or me Game Boy Advance up, but it works. It might not save. It's also got that on the back as well, which doesn't help. It actually says... don't open sin on it, which I'm guessing is probably some sort of code for this will self-destruct in 5 seconds. You probably can't see that there, but it's got a bit of label over the screw, which is never a good sign. The other one, which we also suspect because it's got a bit of paper over the screw, less obvious, but I still think it is a fake because there's no age classification on it, and that's Looney Tunes Back in Action. Again, it works absolutely fine, but there's nothing on there to sort of say, classification or anything like that. So that's one of the reasons why I don't buy these sort of things, because I just don't check properly. The one we think, well, Mrs. Bear seems to think is a fake. I think it's actually all right, but she thinks it's probably due to the way the cartridge. And this is Tetris Worlds. Now it's obviously got the American label on it. We need to focus then. So it's obviously American classic. She seems to think that's a fake. I seem to think that's all right. But she says it's possibly there's something to do with the lip at the top. Maybe a little bit too big. And obviously she's far better at spotting these sort of things than I am. I'm not going to show you the back, there's nothing to show really. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whether that is or isn't, I don't know. The obvious way is to open it up, but it's very difficult on eBay to do that. I'm just going to get a screwdriver through the computer. But I've got enough stuff here to more than make up for a couple of fake cartridges. So let's look at the rest of the stuff I bought. So we've got the Jungle Book, which is an American one. Didn't know they brought that out on the Game Boy Advance. I'm obviously aware of the Master System and Mega Drive and SNES versions and the NES version. There was one in the NES, wasn't there? But I wasn't aware there was a version of that for the Game Boy Advance. Disney Princesses. It does say princesses, take my word for it, I've checked. I'd use a magnifying glass. I've got, my God, my eyes are getting, I can tell my eyes are getting worse and worse, but I'm going to have to go to the optician at some point when it's safe to do so. Because I just trying to read some stuff now is getting binacly impossible. Another American one, this is Monster Trucks. Now, I like a bit of Monster Truck racing, so again, for me, that's a bit of a bonus. Yep. Can't remember who that's from. Did I? Can't even see who's done that one. Any more American ones? Yeah, just one more American one now. Yeah, last American one is Shark Tale, which I've got so many bloody Shark Tale games now. I've got it on the Xbox. I think I've got it on. Have I got on the PlayStation 3. No, I got it on the Xbox and I've got it on the GameCube, I think, but wasn't even that good a film. Bratz Diamonds. Yeah, you can see why nobody else wanted to bid on it, couldn't you? You can see why nobody else wanted to put a bid on. This would have driven most people off anyway. Crazy Frog Racer. Oh dear, oh dear. You know, I said that bit at the start about not buying games for the sake of buying games. I don't know. I might have shot myself in the foot with this one. The hits keep on coming with Franklin the Turtle, which you can't see. It says Franklin the Turtle. Take my word, it does say Franklin the Turtle on there. Jesus. Slightly better. Madagascar. Oh dear me. This one might be quite good. I've got some good games in this series. This is SpongeBob SquarePants, SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. Take my word for it. It does say that through there. I'll stick it there. Does that work? No, you either get the glare off my forehead or the glare off the cartridge, so I don't know. And the final one, which I've already got this on the PlayStation 1 and I don't like this game at all. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. I reckon if I sold all those, I'd get the same back I paid for it, which is fine. I'm really bothered about that. I don't know. I mean, Simpsons Road Rage, if it stays fit and healthy and doesn't set fire to anything, it'll be all right. Tetris Worlds, I always enjoy playing. Madagascar, Jungle Book. Yeah, it's probably like in Monster Trucks, probably about 6 or 7 games in there. I sort of get some time out of. Some I will just play for the sake of playing it and just see what they're like and probably never play them again. But £1 each, I think that's probably about right. If you were a car boot or something like that, you'd probably expect to pay £1 each for those. You might expect to pay nothing for them and give them free because they're so terrible because nobody else wants them. I don't know. That might be it. Speaking of that be it, that's it. Yeah, I'm done. I'm not showing you anything else now. I'm finished. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. Nice to do a pickups video again. There will be another one coming very, very soon. I've got some more stuff over there. I've got some more stuff behind me down here. I've got a box arriving at some point this week and another parcel arriving as well. So, yeah, there's going to be a couple more pickups videos to come. I'll do some more shout-outs. And don't forget to check those channels out, please. David Tyler, Game Hunter, Without Looking at a Bit of Paper, Feed Me Chicken, Nerdy Geezer. Yeah, I'm getting there, so good, getting older. And Rich Retrotech. Go and check those guys out, please do. And tell them the Retro Bear sent you because they'll have no idea what they're talking about. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, continually supporting. If you have enjoyed this, don't forget to please like, subscribe, comment, tick the bell. It'll tell you when some more videos coming up from yours truly. But until that moment comes again, I will say toodaloo for now. This is the Retro Bear saying I'm off for a lie down and a cup of tea, and we'll see you again as soon as possible. This is been a funny old video. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.